Greetings, Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. This is your Western forecast for November 2024. I always start with the new moon. The new moon is where it's every 4 weeks. It's where our priorities and intentions are being drawn to. This new moon on November the 1st is in Scorpio. Once a year, the Scorpio new moon brings a lot of passion and emotional depth. There's also a real desire for introspection, pulling away, doing a lot of soul searching or researching. It's kind of a very private but all or nothing intense sign. But this is a good Scorpio new moon for everybody in general. First of all, it's good because it's trined or in harmony by responsible, pragmatic, stabilizing Saturn. So the new moon that's impacting you throughout the entire month with the Saturn, whatever is trying to be born here, gives it longevity and gives it commitment. But it's in Scorpio. Scorpio is the sign prior to Sagittarius. We would call that the 12th house sector if you're making Sagittarius, making it the first house focus. Anyhow, the 12th house or the sign prior can be a holding pattern. But because of what else I'm going to be talking about with new beginnings and visibility, I think November with the new moon and the sun transiting Scorpio in your 12th house, you're doing a lot of behind the scenes development, studying, researching. Now, in some cases, the 12th house, you might be more inclined to just want to be alone, do a lot of introspection, so it can be favorable for spiritual practices, attending spiritual groups or wellness centers. But if you're not doing any of that, and the new moon is just in the 12th house, you're just feeling like, all right, last year's ended, the next year hasn't started on your birthday, and it's just kind of a wait and see and holding pattern. But not with you, because Mercury, decision-making, communication Mercury, is entering into Sagittarius on the November the 2nd. And Mercury at the November the 25th is going retrograde, remaining in Sagittarius in your first house of visibility and new beginnings until December the 15th, at which point it is now moving forwards again, bringing you a lot more focus and clarity to what you've been really doing a lot of planning and initiating new projects until January the 8th, as it goes direct December the 15th till January the 8th. So that new moon in your shadow sector, your 12th house, because of the Mercury and a couple of other things I'll talk about, this is more about you preparing and developing an important project to be premiered or launched, maybe not in November, maybe more in December. We'll talk about other dates. Now, before I talk about communication, decision-making Mercury moving into Sagittarius, if you enjoy these kinds of videos and would like to see more of them, click like and subscribe. And don't forget to click on the notification bell so you can receive the latest postings. And if you go into the description box underneath the video, you'll find direct links to book an astrology reading or to sign up for my 2-question offer. All right, Mercury. Mercury is about information, communications, what you're curious about. Mercury goes through all the signs once a year. And this year, November the 2nd, it's going into Sagittarius. Now it's going to retrograde the 25th of November to December the 15th. So there's a lot of revising, re-editing, second guessing, shaking things up, trying again. Maybe there's some misinformation you got to get a hold of during the Mercury in retrograde. But then it goes direct December the 15th. Now, along with that, Venus, the planet of desire. Venus is love, creativity, but it's also a financial planet. And Venus on November the 11th is going into Capricorn to December the 6th. For almost a month, Venus, that power of attraction and desire, is moving into Capricorn, into your second house of your personal income. The most positive is Venus is very favorable for attracting new ways of making money. Now you got to be careful because Venus can also be indulgent, and you could spend too much money, but in moderation, you could end up with, no matter how much you spend in moderation, you could end up with more money. Now, this Mars, ambitious, assertive Mars, is a 2-year cycle. November the 3rd, it's moving into Leo, a fire sign. Very favorable with Sag, a fire sign. Mars is going to go every 2 years, it will retrograde. And it's going to start slowing down and retrograding December the 6th until February the 23rd, which it moves forwards again. And then by the spring, it's back into Leo. But just sticking with November, Mars is risk-taking, assertive, ambitious, motivated, and it's in harmony with Sag. Leo is 9 signs past Sagittarius. The 9th house that the Mars is firing up and stimulating. The 9th house is long-distance traveling, because Sagittarius is often the world traveler. But Sagittarius can also be the eternal student as well as the eternal traveler, or both. And so having that assertive, ambitious, restless Mars in the 9th house, this could also be being so much more motivated to get more professional training or go back to school and finally get that graduate degree. But the 9th house in today's economy is media, marketing, and publishing, meaning it has a lot to do with online businesses, generating monies online. And with Mars, it's in harmony with your Sag. It is very assertive in Leo in the 9th. Now, the new moon on the 1st is in your 12th house. So a lot of behind-the-scenes development. But Mercury is in the 1st, in Sag. So you're really doing a lot of planning and thinking and preparing for the new launch, the new business, the new job. But with November, with the new moon in Scorpio, there's still a lot of development. A lot still more of crossing the T's and dotting the I's before you're really ready to launch. 2 weeks after a new moon is a full moon. The full moon brings everything to light. The full moon starts to allow you to see what's working and not working of what you set in motion with the new moon. The full moon is around November the 15th in Taurus. And it's aligned with Uranus. Unpredictable, innovative, exciting Uranus, surprising Uranus. The full moon, bringing a lot of matters to a culmination in Taurus. Taurus is 6 signs past Sagittarius. The 6th house can deal with your job. your day-to-day work routine, your co-workers. Outside of work, of the 6th house, it can be dealing with health matters. And with the full moon, and with unexpected, surprising Uranus, there might be an unexpected upset or surprise with your health. But it could also be an unexpected, exciting opportunity to start a new business, to start a new job, to start getting really excited about what you've been building behind the scenes for the first couple of weeks of November. And then going into the second week of November, you could start getting really excited about all these aspirations could be actually coming true. And Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius. Jupiter is a 12-year cycle. Jupiter can bring opportunities, growth, luck, abundance. Jupiter went into your 7th house of partnerships and marriage and contracts once every 12 years in the last couple of days of May 2024, remaining there until June of 2025. This is very favorable for attracting a committed relationship. But with all this business money, this could be very favorable for attracting business offers, business contracts, business partnerships. But Jupiter is retrograde, October into January. So any kind of promises, Jupiter, expectations of Jupiter with contracts, with partnerships, it tends to be delayed, or what you're expecting ends up being smaller. But as we get more into February, and Jupiter's going direct and really opening up all these opportunities, it could be through partnerships or contracts. Another area is the 7th house of others in marriage, is also customers and clients. So as you're going into the first half of 2025, a lot of things you're setting in motion now to go in that direction, to really grow and expand your customer base. Now, around the 15th, with that full moon in the 6th house, conjuncting Uranus, there could be a sudden job opportunity. And the Jupiter could be bringing in this offer. The Venus, that benefic energy, come November the 11th into the first part of December, wants to bring in more money. Now, Mercury, for 2 months, starting November the 2nd, is in your 1st house of new beginnings, new goals, new leadership. And that's all you're thinking about and planning. The Sun is in Scorpio until the 21st. Now, when the Sun leaves Scorpio and goes into Sag, it's not diminishing the impact of the new moon in the 12th house, because you're still going to be working behind the scenes, doing the research, doing the development, doing the studying, until we get to the beginning of December, when we have the next new moon, which will be in Sagittarius. Now, this the Sun, after it leaves Scorpio, goes into Sagittarius, November the 21st to December the 21st. So it's not, the Sun going into Sag is not pulling you away from doing all this behind the scenes work. But now you're starting to see the light, the Sun, at the end of the tunnel of these new ventures, these new beginnings of what you're working on. So by the last week of November, you're really seeing it. You're seeing the possibilities that this is all going to be happening. And with that Mars in the 9th, that could also be for these next 2 months. As I said, a lot could be doing more marketing, publishing, to really get this, this information, this business out to the world. But you are crossing all the T's and dotting all the I's and making sure everything is ready to go throughout December. I want to thank you for watching. If you like information on how to book an astrology reading or to check out my 2-question offer, visit my website at gardino.co. That's .co. Until next month, be safe and well.